All right, food fanatics, we are back again. It's a Friday night. I've got a special one for you. Watching TikToks again, come across a lot of food, some things I've never seen before or not really heard about. I was looking at this one video and they were serving jacket potatoes. And I'm like, jacket potatoes? What's a jacket potato? So I had to do a little research, and what I found out, it was actually pretty simple. It's the English or British term for a baked potato. And that's basically all it is. It's a baked potato. But then it's filled with a number of different fillings, depending on your choice. And I came across one gentleman that's in central England that does a potato trailer at the food marts and sells hundreds of these things all the time, day after day. And very similar to what we would have here in terms of a stuffed potato or an everything potato. A lot of different types of fillings. I'll show you the picture of what this gentleman uses for a menu. Some of the things are pretty common. There's a couple on the list that are a little unusual. But, you know, cheese, beans, chili, chicken curry, sounds interesting. There's a couple of weird ones on there. Tuna mayo, cottage cheese, not really sure, but hey, that's what we're here for, because this is another episode of, not mashups, this is an episode of Would You Eat It? So we're going to dig into this jacket potato project and see where it goes. So basically it's going to be and these serving sizes are actually pretty big. It's actually a 1.5 potatoes in a serving. So I've got potatoes in the oven. They should be all set to go now. So basically it's potatoes, butter, cheese, and then another topping if that's your choice. Interesting thing though is that I got to put them together, and then we're going to, after I get this put together, we're going to take a little break because they need to sit for just a couple of minutes to, I think, really to let that cheese melt and get ready. So here we go. The English or British jacket potato. So I'll grab out a couple of spuds, and we will rip these things out. And these are hot. All right. Now, I'm going to use what the guy uses, which are these takeout containers, because I think this is an integral part of the way this thing puts together. So, potato goes in, gets cut, gets splayed over. The other potato gets cut in half, goes in, gets splayed over with a knife. Then a couple of healthy slices of butter. And I'm using Irish butter because I think it tastes better. It's got a better flavor to it. So the butter goes in. Now, optional, if you want, you can have a little salt and pepper. I do like that, so we're going to put a little bit on there. And then comes the first topping, which is cheese. Now, this particular gentleman uses a mix of cheddar and mozzarella, which should be pretty interesting. But what I can tell you is this thing has a lot of cheese on it. I mean, we're talking like copious amounts of cheese on it. That's probably about right. Now, the first one I'm going to do, because it's kind of a classic, I'm going to do two, because it's kind of a classic. The first one is going to be the classic tomato beans. If you ever had Irish food, their baked beans are in tomato sauce, not barbecue sauce. So we're going to ladle these beans right over the top of this. And then we're going to close this thing up. Now the other interesting thing that this gentleman does is when he gets done with this, he takes a piece of foil and wraps this box right up like this, and then hands it to you. And I think the idea is you're going to travel a little bit anyways, and while that's wrapped up in that cardboard container, wrapped in foil, that cheese is going to get ooey gooey, and the butter's going to melt, and it's just going to be... Now, that's the traditional one. Now we're going to get into the weird one. And this is one I saw him serve someone in one of his videos. So I know that it's been done. We're going to try this too. So again, cardboard container, potato goes in, potato gets cut and splayed over. The other half goes in, gets splayed over. A healthy amount of butter. A little salt and pepper. Again, a really healthy amount of shredded cheese. And I might even be going a little light. He really lays it to it. All right, now, this one's going to get weird. But I've watched him serve this to somebody. So this is something that somebody orders. So on top of the cheese goes a big scoop of tuna fish. Now, this is just tuna and mayonnaise. It doesn't have any real seasoning in it. Tuna on potatoes in England is a big thing. It is an actual thing. So we're going to try it because, hey, why not? Now, next to that goes a big scoop of coleslaw. What I didn't know about English coleslaw that I know now is they put onions in their coleslaw. So this actually has cabbage, carrots, red onions, mayonnaise, and that's pretty much it. Now the other interesting thing that's on the menu, and again, this probably goes well, we're going to sprinkle this thing with a little bit of this sweet corn because the way I look at it, why not? Now you see how tall that thing is, but that's all part of the point here. You get everything in there, you fold this thing down, take another big piece of foil, wrap this thing up, and set it aside for service. Now, I'm going to do this in a two-part video because I want to let these set for a few minutes and meld. So I'm going to take a break. When we come back for part two, the second part of the video, we'll open these things back up and see what they're like. See you in a bit.